Hey everyone, welcome back to the Archangel 15. Mentioned in the past video, like I said, this is a continuation. This is part 2 of my weekly update for Christmas week. Please start with part 1. There's no point to watch part 2 before part 1. Like, I don't know, a lot of my videos get out of sequence, the view count and everything. But like, I would go to part 1. Take this time and like I said, like, look at my past presentations, and if there's anything there that you may want to download it before my channel gets shut down altogether or something crazy happens. To be honest with you, like, the president of the United States doesn't even have as much power to do what I'm doing. There's a saying. I think Ben Franklin. I don't know who said Franklin maybe said it. The pen is truly mightier than the sword. And there's a lot of totally if we lose our First Amendment, like I said, we lose everything. And just know that, like I said, like, to get up and actually speak the truth, especially using alchemy abilities, like, nobody can do that. Like I said, that's why my channel is so suppressed. Just know that. Like I said, I believe that will have a part in building the third temple. I will lay the cornerstone at the third temple in Israel. Like, I believe that there's a high possibility that it could just drop from the heavens. To be honest with you, there's going to be major issues. I will not allow, like I said, like, under my reign there, I will not allow any oil money to be there. Maybe some Chinese, because they played the game. I don't really, like I said, they have enough good people that didn't make their money in oil, destroying our earth and like killing people who tried to bring out free energy and, like, just being evil. There will be no oil people there. There will be no Zionist pig scumbags there, and there will most certainly be no clones there. Like mark this in stone. Not one clone. So, I like I said, I mentioned before, like, how my family is involved in some real dirty stuff. Like, I'm not going to go too deep here, like, any more than I have. I've seen infinite signs, like the cloud formations and everything. A lot of them like directly correlate with what I call the sky people, the people from 9/11 that die. Like I said, it's like I channel their consciousness, and it's almost like at any given time I have the ability to, like, have a lawyer, a marketer, like various, just like a doctor, like all kinds of people from all walks of life. I can, like, tap into this, like, at any time. It's pretty amazing. And I believe that, like, people in my family were, like, behind 9/11. Like, I really believe this. I mentioned my sister worked at the Department of Justice counterterror section, like, right after, like, in 2003, like, right in the heart of Iraq and Afghanistan. There was, like, I could tell you things about Guantanamo Bay and the things that went on at the Department of Justice. At one time, we tried to take a lawsuit against the Department of Justice for, like, sexual harassment, other stuff. No lawyer would ever take it. And like I said, like, real deep stuff. But now my sister works a cushy job. Like, it was like behind the scenes. They, like, made up for it in other places. And, like, I'm not gonna get into her. She's just a puppet. Like, she's done nothing of substance like I have. Like, I mean, nothing against her. I believe she was switched at birth, to be honest with you. I believe, like I said, I'm not going to mention any more names. But anyways, there was this gentleman, last name Young, and that basically worked for my stepfather. And my stepfather's granddaughter has somebody that's married Young, and I have people that want to bring him home to university, like the Young family. And, like, there was this guy named Joe Smith. He was, like, the head of the Mormon Church. He was best friends with my great grandfather George Vogel. Actually gave him a Book of Mormon. Look up George Vogel. I have a presentation on him. He was best friends with Bill Cody, Civil War hero, printed above a Congressional Medal of Honor for saving Washington D.C. And, like, my family got infiltrated by, like, Illuminati thugs, basically. And, so this guy Pete Young told me, he's like, so there was this one guy in the area that, like, he actually looks like Alan Greenspan. Like, I really believe that they're related, like some Zionist scum. And he owns this insurance company. And, like, this guy Pete said, when 9/11 happened, we went to his office. And it was like a wink. He was, like, trying to tell me something. And, like, it was like a lot went down that day, like, that needs to come to the light of day. And these people aren't able to go home and see their families on Christmas. There's, like, where I live, there's, like, one little hill where, like, every single one of my sister's friends lived, and there's a Roman Catholic church next to it. I'm like, not far from where I live, and, like, I know exactly where to dig. I could show you, like, we could dig right to the bunkers. And there's also this, my sister's friend worked for this Flagger Corporation. They were, like, the chief proprietors of the Manhattan Project. Like, look Flagger. Really amazing. Like, they're nowhere near, like, Russian Chinese level. They operate out of Switzerland and other places. Like, yes, very intelligent. Like, people from NASA and everything. One thing that's really cool, they have like these devices to store like extremely corrosive acids under pressure. Like when you start thinking about that, to seal it airtight with no rubber, it would eat through the rubber immediately. So how do you do it? It's like one of the other things, like amazing, brilliant engineering involved in this. Like I said, they also engineered the Manhattan Project. These people are essentially Nazis. If you want to like just point blank, they're Nazis. So I have like, while we're on the topic of Nazis, like I have reason to believe, like there's like not Bush Nazis, and then there's like American History X neo-Nazis, and then there's like other Nazis like from New Jersey that have like, believe it or not, New Jersey has a lot of Nazis, like a lot, and like big money, like behind the scenes, like they're never going to come out and say they will. Maybe they vote Democrat and act like they're they're going to use the black people for pawns and this and that. The whole thing with Obama was a joke. Like I said, they're using the black people. And like I said, there's like good black people, and then there's like sellout black people that don't care, like Uncle Tom black people. And I can't stand it. Like I love some real hardcore, like thugged out black people, like the best in the world in my opinion, some of them. But like like go to DC, and like the FBI black people, like anybody that works in Washington DC, like they don't remember that they within 1 or 2 generations came from the ghetto themselves. They want to forget it, and it's like they hate their own people or something. It's like they have a lot of Muslims from like Afghanistan and Iraq. These people killed off their own people there, and it's like just like the Russians here. The Russians probably worked against their own people here. The Chinese probably worked against their own people. Like the Koreans, it's all CIA thugs. But these, I have reason to believe that like very high level, we'll say neo-Nazis recently went to China, and they're like basically now like almost members of the People's Liberation Army. Like these people probably like talk exactly like they have a huge disdain and issue with like every little thing that I do here, to the point where like F these people. I'm not going to go too much further. Like on a side note, all people really aren't created equal. I'm not like trying to be, like I said, I don't want to like, that's why going into Christmas here, I wanted to kind of cut this, but like it's proven, like it's not debatable. Like blood, like almost no African American people have rhesus negative blood types. Basically, like kind of like advances the premise of like some type of like intervention. I don't want to say bestiality. The Mormons believe that it was bestiality, but it could only have been God, or like God genetics or alien genetics that could actually do something like that. I really believe that the black people have way purer genetics than a lot of people here. So the reason they went there, like they know that I'm going to go there eventually, and I have I kind of almost have an open-ended engagement like proposal to Xi Mingzi. And like I said, if I could somehow hook up with her, like the daughter of the People's Republic, of the president of the People's, Xi Jinping's daughter, like I said, I would call it a happy life. And like I said, start my own dynasty and move on. But the big problem is she has ties to Harvard University and Obama, and like this whole little New World clique. And like I said, like they're like, they probably went there and were like, okay, like we're with you, but like we're gonna like cut like her little Harvard Obama thing out. Like Obama has a lot of blood on his hands too. Like the stuff that happened during the Trump years with me, like I used to go to, like I don't know how I lived through the Obama years, to be honest with you. Like they tried to kill me, like innumerable times. How many, I just felt compelled to throw this in as well. How many days would it take for a car to become a complete paperweight? Like when things hit the fan, you just think about that. Your brand new BMW, your brand new pickup truck, your Mercedes, whatever. How many days would it take if the gas stopped for that thing to become a paperweight? And like what are you gonna go 220 miles on your Tesla? Side note on the Teslas, like this, like power lines cause cancer. Like not debatable. Like has anybody done any research? Maybe that the Teslas cause either birth defects, maybe reproductive harm, cancer, neurological, neurodegenerative issues. Like nobody talks about that. Do they give you a disclaimer? Do they warn you? I mentioned, like I said, like the way home today, I saw like a huge, like various cloud formations that, like I said, like look like mushrooms, and then one was like a mushroom over top of a euro. And like I just wanted to throw this in there. So I was in Washington D.C. getting ready to get on the metro, and I don't, like I said, I'm like when I was in Russia, I set up my bank account with VTB, second biggest bank, spare bank I was going to go with, but I know they're embedded. They're embedded with the cloning programs. VTB probably as well. There's like a couple other ones. Then like all of a sudden this stopped working. And like it really pissed me off. There's three. I have. But anyhow, you get the point. They don't work. They don't work at all. And like I said, the sanctions are BS. And like there's a lot of really good Russian people that they couldn't use their money. A lot of good people in Russia that can't use Visa card. Like I said, like I have many friends that had to leave because of this. And like I said, it's a big deal. Like here, you don't see it, but imagine if like all of a sudden your cards just stop working. It's a big deal. Go down like how much beachfront real estate do we have in this country? And then like I said, go to Russia because they had Ukraine, and then like what and we're trying to take that from them. Like of course they're gonna fight for that. Let's be real, man. And so on a side note, I really believe a lesson to Trump is coming really soon. Like the China group is going to hit him, like really, really hard. Like I almost believe that there's going to be a need for like public executions. Like on a side note, like I don't believe it's like ethical to talk about people's health in a sense or whatever. But like I can tell you that like STDs kept coming up continuously in alchemy. Like I have reason to believe that like some of the people, like almost all of the whole entire family has them. Because they're incestuous with the clones and everything else, and like I have reason to believe that they have between 6 and 11. That's like probably stuff that like animals have, like stuff that like it was even unknown about. Like yes, they have them. Venereal disease, warts, all kinds of stuff. But guy probably wouldn't live forever, wouldn't live too long anyhow. Epstein probably had them as well. He's probably still alive, by the way. So. Another interesting thing, I talked about the cars being paperwork. I really believe when you understand the electrical nature of the universe and like our bodies and everything, that almost like at any given time, electronics could stop working. In the late 1800s, there was a Carrington event, like 1859, Dr. Michael Carrington, where like a third of the electrical infrastructure, I don't want to say the world or like the U.S. or something like that, was destroyed. And like people died. It was the solar flare. And like it proves, in my opinion, the faster than speed of light theory. It takes on average a solar flare, like I forget how many days. I want to say 8 days. This one made it in like 3 or 4, something like that. So like it's definitely kind of an interesting phenomenon. Like I said, I predict an issue is going to occur with Governor Wolf. Like I said, like he's got a lot of blood on his hands, and like I said, like kind of like a warning to like the incoming Joshua Shapiro. Like we had you see how things are going. Like you can either be my friend or you can be my enemy. I'm just gonna put it at that. And like I said, like you don't have more power than me. You can't touch me. Like I said, here I am. Like I call Zionist scum. And the guy, he probably works for like the Vanguard Corporation or something like that, or like tied to them, if I had to guess. With Governor Wolf, politician involved cloning came up in alchemy, like right away. So I know pretty much anybody who is a billionaire is involved, but definitely him. They were like stealing genetics out of my room at nighttime or something like that, and then like selling them. Like, guarantee you he's involved. Like, I hope and pray that something happens before he leaves. Like I said, he single-handedly killed a lot of people off. I was responsible for it, along with the Pennsylvania State Police and others. A shout out to Saddam Hussein. A shout out to Muammar Gaddafi. Lockerbie. So the Saddam Hussein one, I want to come out and say that like he was really a good person. You know, like he was a little bit quirky, maybe a little bit eccentric, but most good rulers are. And so Iran, Shia Muslim, and Iraq, Shia Muslim, together would have been like the heart of the Middle East. And like they knew they had to take out Saddam and then Iraq, and then of course demonize Iran. Like I said, look at their architecture, please, and Uzbekistan. Just search Iran architecture or Uzbekistan architecture and hit images. The most amazing in the world. Like couldn't be reduplicated. Aliens. No other word. No other explanation for it. Yeah, so like I really believe he was, like I said, an amazing man, and like I said that they like what was done to him was completely unfair, and like I said, they wanted to kill him off real fast, and like you notice how he never got to talk like in open on our news and everything. Ahmadinejad, like I said, look at the the former Iran president. Look at his UN speech that everybody walked out on, and tell me, was he not right on about everything he said? Muammar Gaddafi got, to be honest with you, like there was this plane I think going from, I want to say like Germany to Detroit. Like he probably knew that the pig Zionist German mafia, the Illuminati, Illuminati thugs, that like they were suppressing like free energy ideas, other things, and like I don't know if he shot the plane down or not. Not that you don't justify killing innocent lives. I don't believe in that. And like just like Hitler, like if you want to like Holocaust people, just kill them. Don't send them to a concentration camp and then bring in Himmler and all these other people. So Muammar Gaddafi wanted to institute his own backed currency, and it was like this was a huge threat to the Western like countries. They knew it would catch on like wildfire. That like Russia, like other people would have adopted it. The same reason they don't want a unified Africa for this reason. They do not want a unified Africa whatsoever. They're terrified of this. And what they essentially did in Africa is they took a box of AK-47s, put it in the middle of two countries, and said, "Here, we're going to give you steak, and we're going to give you hamburger. Have at it." I mentioned mentioned in the past. There's this book, Sailing Around the World Alone. I don't even know how this guy did this. This guy like sailed around the entire world many times by himself. Like I like seriously don't know how. Like he had to have been an incarnate being if it was real. There's just a society, people that like the Joshua Slocum Society. Anyhow, this guy observed bait fish for like many years, and he said that after many years of observing bait fish in the water, that he basically came to the conclusion that they almost knew that it was their place to be eaten, or like they were like lesser on the food chain or something like that. And I really believe it. Like, you get what I'm saying with that. But like let's back things up. Like I said, like this disease that we call COVID with all these symptoms. I really believe, like I said, that there was some type of nuclear incident. We'll just say that it happened. Like I said, around 2019. Trump's underground. They're killing everybody off. Like it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Like I said, like. A lot of people are underground, don't care. Like we need to just like stand up. I'm praying that, like I said, like that this man is brought to justice very soon. Like I see these people getting decimated and losing by the day, but understand the nature of just somebody like him. Like people like him are smart enough to leave A and out and B like a card up their sleeve. So like until like I said, just. Something I get a real bad feeling about him. Like I said, that like the Bushes tie together with him, Putin ties together. I think a lot of these people are going by the wayside, to be honest with you. But this has been by far longer than I wanted to speak. Like I said, I'm going to try to hold back on any presentations this upcoming week for Christmas. I'll probably see you again the following week. I'm going to take some time. I'm going to go ice skating later in the week. I'm going to go. I'm going to read my Secret Doctrine, I mentioned before. Blavatsky, absolutely amazing. I mean, Blavatsky, she just repossesses your soul right away. I mean, like, on a whole other level. Like, definitely either had to have been given knowledge from aliens, or just, like, this was like, incarnated to her through, like, telepathy or something like that. I mean, it's like Tesla, like the Dark Knight satellite they talk about. But, again, like I said, a lot of people are, they're holocausting their own people off in anticipation of something going. Eventually, at some point, they're going to have to announce some type of measures of war. I will not serve any way, shape, or form. I will go to jail or die or resist going down swinging if they attempt to like recruit me, whatever. Like I said, these people have infinite chances to make right by me, and they chose to pay for it on the backside. I mentioned that I'm attempting to leverage them out of $57 billion. Yes, $57 billion. And my signs are getting tighter. And like I said, these people are getting weaker. I'm really hoping for a transfer out of here, the People's Republic of China, or I may go back to the Russian mainland, or Russia, not Moscow, but like Lake Baikal region. And I have some other people. Russia's huge, really huge country. And like I said, when you consider the other countries that were part of the former Soviet Republic, they were separated. It was like probably 70% of the world. 60-70% of the world, really, in all reality. And like I said, they, in my opinion, conquered the entire world. Russia is strapped at the Canadian border with hypersonic missiles. Also, probably somewhere in Mexico, maybe. Definitely in Cuba, for sure. And Venezuela. And probably an unmanned submarines that sit off of each coast. And if you hit the one that was on the, like, California would have a terrible downwind of nuclear radiation if they hit that one. So like it's they're encircled, basically point blank. Like supposedly Russia has a Mach 27 missile, like 20,700 miles an hour can go, and like the fastest I think the United States has is like 1,500 miles per hour, and it's probably not even that. It's probably not even that accurate. And like I said, like everybody knows that the United States went to Vietnam. Well, I guess everybody doesn't know this, but in my opinion, the United States went to Vietnam to put nukes there. The United States went to Iraq and Afghanistan to put nukes there. Why? Because it's the closest they could get to Russia and to China. But like I said, Russia's got them in Tunisia, like right next to like a minute and a half from Italy, and they also have them, like I said, in Cuba and other places. But this is where I end. Like I said, please enjoy your family, enjoy what time we have on this earth. Like I said, sorry for being, so contentious all the time. Like I said, I'm not a racist. I'm not a Nazi. Like I said, I talk almost outspoken against a lot of white people, to be really honest with you. Like, I've been pushed, and I've been pushed to the point of no return. Like, my heart's not here anymore. But as always, thanks for stopping in on the Archangel 15. Take care, folks.